This is Nancy with Fix This House, and today we are going to be installing a sink. So I wanted to show you which sink we purchased. It's this baby right here that we got off of Amazon. It's 27, did we say 28 inches wide? It's going into a 30-inch cabinet, and we're working with a very small kitchen. So it came in a box from Amazon, about $189, not including tax. 16 gauge metal, so the 16 gauge is thicker than the 18 and 22 ones that they have at Home Depot and Lowe's. It has a single hole up here, but we saved about $100 by ordering it online. It's commercial grade. I kind of like it. These are the installation instructions that it came with, including this big piece of cardboardy paper that is actually a template. And Don's here taking measurements and figuring out exactly how we're going to do this. But the sink came with just the sink, the template, and these clips. Now the clips are going to go one to the sides of the sink. We're doing an undermount installation, but it could, I'm sorry, a top drop-in mounting, but the sink could be used for undermount as well. So these are the clips that come with it. And the way they work, let's see if I can explain this. So this section here, let me open it up, goes, oops, this way. So this here clips onto this, like so. The two little tabs, skinny tabs, go behind it. And then you see this little divot right here. As you tighten up the screw, it will bring this bottom section here. Can you put your hand up for me? Can you want to explain it?
Clip it onto here, as you said. Yes. And then as this screw is tightened, it draws this part of the clamp up to encounter the bottom of the countertop.
And it secures it. And we haven't secured our countertop to the wall. So hopefully we'll be able to do this
so
without
it slides
actually
up that way.
Working underneath. That's perfect. And it has, what, 2 clips on each side? I think, nope, 3 in the front, 2 on this side, and probably 3 in the back. I'm not quite sure right now. 1, 2, yeah, 3 in the back. All right, we will show you more of this as we continue. It is time to cut the countertop. What do we got?
Well, so after measuring carefully where we want our sink, we want it to be centered properly within the sink base. So taking all the various measurements, checking and double checking, we've mounted our template here on the bottom, because I'm going to cut it out from the bottom, not from the top. I can take this down now because we've traced the lines with a marker.
And the paperwork says to make sure that you double check your template to your sink. And our template actually was correct.
It was, yep.
That's not guaranteed.
Right, so then I used some painter's tape on the top side where the saw is going to come through in an attempt to hopefully keep the laminate from getting torn up improperly by the saw blade. So now we're going to take it outside and turn it upside down and cut it out. At that point, this countertop is going to be a lot weaker because we've just taken out a big chunk of the main countertop material. So we'll want to be pretty careful handling
Install
it.
the sink out there to give it strength and then carry it in.
Could be, but it's cold.
Yes, it is. And darker out there. All right, let's
Then
take
I'll go
this outside.
and cut it. That's one.
Not bad.
What I don't want to happen is that after it's,
You don't want it to fall.
I don't think it will, because there's going to be enough left to cut with the handsaw that it'll be okay. All right.
We're going that way. You did it.
All right.
Nice. All right. Good job. Do you want me to put a hand underneath to support it a little bit?
I don't think it's going to drop
Alright.
out, but just in case. All right, so now I'm going to use the handsaw to cut out the corners, but I'm going to stand it up on end
Okay.
so that it just doesn't drop out and
Yep. Good idea.
rip
Put it
any
right
of the...
here. You put it up here. You want to carry it in?
Oh, let's dust it off with a dust brush. We can carry it outside and do it where it's warm.
Yep.
So we got it cut out nicely. After using the circular saw, I just used this hand saw, it's really a sheetrock saw, to finish cutting the corners.
Yeah.
And now that I can see it here, I feel like we
Did you put the sink in?
we did a good job in measuring it and getting it where we want it. So let's just try a
The moment
dry
of truth.
fit.
The moment of truth. Good. The clips probably
A little tight.
a little tight. Slide in. That you can probably push them in. Ta-da. That's a nice tight fit. Wow. Looks great. Look at it. Doesn't that look nice? Certainly an upgrade.
Yeah, that's going to be really good. So we can remove the blue tape, start installing
Will we
this.
flip it? You're gonna flip it, take it out of here, and we'll start putting the clips on, screw them in, and then assemble.
Yeah, it'd probably be easier to do that before we secure the countertop for the cabinets. You don't always have that advantage,
No.
but we do.
Yep.
Which way? Actually, I'm just going to push them.
You're bending the tabs down by hand. Can't really see that. Good.
Because right now they're tight up against the cutout, and I wouldn't be able to get the
Wow.
clips on them.
They're tough to bend. So they're at a 90 degree, and you're making them more like at a 60.
Yeah, because otherwise they're right up
Yeah.
against the countertop, and I can't get the
That
clip
should
on
help.
it.
You gonna do all of them?
Yes.
There's like 10 of them. If you couldn't do this by hand, would you use a hammer? Or maybe a brick or something and push against it? Because I don't think I could do that by hand.
Okay, so now we'll put it into the sink,
Good,
into the countertop, and then we'll attach the clips.
good. job.
Okay.
All right, so now we gotta look at these clip things. All right, so Don's putting the rest of the clips in, and we decided that it was easier to work from underneath with sawhorses to install those clips, so that you have so that the sink isn't falling while you're trying to install them. So I just wanted to note that, so you know, this is probably a better way of doing it. And of course you could just stick it on the sink base and then try working in the tiny little space that's around there. And we'll be back in a little bit.
You gotta get it right.
Alright. So we're getting ready to put the put the silicone around the edge. This would be 100% silicone, 10-year mold-free product protection, GE brand clear. And this is going to go under the edge of the sink, right? All the way around?
Yeah, so we put the clips on, as you saw. But before I tighten it down, I gotta make sure I have a nice generous bead of silicone under the entire perimeter. The most difficult place to do that at this point is gonna be along here, because I can't get the caulk gun in there nearly as well as I can on the other three sides.
Yeah. Should you do that first?
What?
Do that side first?
Yeah, I think I will.
Flip it up and stick it under?
Well, I can't. I mean, I can. That's as high as I. Well, actually, that gets me right there to the edge. I could get it up under here. Well, I had thought that I would not be able to get it. Look, this is beautiful. Let's just do it.
Okay, go for it. Here we go, kiddos. Good job.
So we'll put this sealant.
If you want to just focus on the.
We'll put this sealant all the way around, and then we'll set it in place and tighten all those clamps, which will pull the countertop and the sink together tightly, squishing all of this nice sealant in all the right places.
Good.
Let's do that other side.
Can you hold this up for a sec so I can switch hands? There we go. Now I'll hold this up.
Now this is going to squish out
All over the place.
to this side, and we'll have to clean that up before it dries hard. So let's get that. Let's drop this side down,
Okay, you got it? Good.
and then we can lift up this side. That's all I need, really.
Can you hold it up?
Yep.
The sink's heavy. Don't you think?
A little bit.
20 pounds? It's a guess? All right. The silicone is on.
All right.
Set it down and it squishes out.
And it'll squish out more as we tighten the clamps.
All right. And when do you clean it? Afterwards?
It doesn't dry that quickly, so you got plenty of time. And you can easily clean it with a rag or paper towels.
Looks nice.
So now we go under there with Phillips head screwdriver,
Going underneath, eh?
and I might go get my drill with the Phillips bit. I'm gonna like put them all up there and then snug them down evenly at the end. You know, I don't know. This is like all the way up already and it's not tight. I think I need to put some spacers under here because this one's, I screwed it all the way in, but it's still not tight.
Well, maybe it will be when you do the back.
I don't think so. I need to get some small pieces of wood. Does that make sense?
Oh, I guess so.
I need to put a piece of wood in here because
You have to put a piece of wood all around it?
I'm just going to put a small piece of 1x under each of these clamps.
Every single one?
Yes, because
Okay.
they're not, I'm fully
Yeah,
squeezing
right.
them and they're not up high, they're not,
Clamping enough. All right.
serve as like shims.
Here's little blocks of wood, 2.5 inches long. Let me put this up here. That better?
Yeah. Because before they weren't clamping. Needed that spacer.
There we go.
All right,
Great.
it's working.
All right. All right, the sink's all clamped down, screws are all tightened. We haven't cleaned up the silicone that's leaking out the side yet, but we're gonna lift this up and put it into position. There we go.
There we go. How's that?
I think it looks sharp.
So it was so much easier to fasten the sink to the countertop while, you know, up on these sawhorses where we had easier access. Trying to do that from underneath, inside the sink base would be a little uncomfortable.
I don't know how you can even, I don't know if you could have done it. I don't think that could have been done.
Is it because it's not a lot of clearance in there, right?
There's-
Yeah, it would not have been fun at all.
Look at that. There's like, now if you had a 33 inch cabinet base or 36, would have been,
That would have been easier left to right, but still it's really tight front to back.
looks great. You gonna clean up?
Yeah, I guess so.
Let's see how you do the silicone.
Well, just, you know.
Do you wipe it all off or you leave a little bead?
Well, most of it's coming off. No, most of it's got to come off. So I think I want to get paper towels.
All
Because
right.
then I can fill up a paper towel with the excess and just throw it immediately into the trash.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, there you have it. We're just gonna do a quick cleanup and of the silicone, and that's how we install our sink. Thanks for watching and have a great day.